Judge Thomas, returning to Senator Hawley's question, I think that it should not be lost on you how unsettled that Tennesseans that I represent are by your nomination because of what you have said about the transgender rights and the assault that happened in Loudoun County, but there's also been others, and these are things that have been reported. So people want to know that their children are going to be safe, and they want to make certain that you are not going to be an activist judge. So I want you to talk to me for just a minute about your judicial philosophy and about activism on the bench and how you will set that aside. Just 20 or 30 seconds on that.
Thank you, Senator Blackburn. The oath that you take when you become a judge, the promise that you make to the litigants who come before you is that your personal views have no role in your decisions. I have been a judge.
So you're not going to focus on outcome-based law?
Absolutely not. What drives your decisions is the text and the law and precedent.
Okay. Let me ask you about voting rights, because I had a Tennessean call me early this morning, and they are very upset about what they hear about federalizing of election and doing away with voter ID and stripping states of responsibility, because states do have a constitutional authority, and thereby they also have the responsibility to administer their elections in a way that is going to promote security, is going to promote election integrity. Citizens expect them to do that, and you have taken the position that a state does not have the right to reject an application for voter registration for failure to show proof of U.S. citizenship, to prove who they are. And this Tennessean this morning was talking to me about how they have to prove who they are when they pick up a prescription, when they go to rent a car, when they get on a plane, sometimes even when they're trying to get to the In-N-Out burger to eat inside. They have to prove who they are. So let me ask you this. We feel like it's an essential part of the duty to establishing qualifications of voters, that they be a citizen, that we know who they are. So why shouldn't states be permitted to require proof of U.S. citizenship in order for someone to vote in an election?
Thank you for that question, Senator Blackburn. So in Crawford versus Marion County, the Supreme Court upheld a law requiring voter identification. So that would certainly be applicable precedent in any case on that issue that came before me. The court has also held, however, that Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, and that was what was at issue in the case that you mentioned that I litigated on behalf of the United States, requires a totality of the circumstances analysis. So in Brnovich, the court held that you have to look, among other factors, at the size of disparity, the strength of the state's interest.
So what you're telling me is you do not believe someone has to be a U.S. citizen in order to vote?
Well, thank you for that question, Senator Blackburn. That's not at all what I'm telling you. What I'm telling you is that in a case that comes before me regarding voter ID or any other sort of regulation regarding voting, that I'll apply the Supreme Court's precedents in that area without any hesitation or any reservation whatsoever.
Okay. I've got a couple of other questions pertaining to your work as an advocate and some of the issues that you've taken on voting rights and race-based college admissions. And I'm going to submit those to you for writing, as well as a question that comes from your work as a registered lobbyist. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Chair.